be disconnected. Shut up. Yeah, okay, hey, there we go. So, what did we do? I forgot. That's great. Oh shit. Is that a Discord sound? Settings. Oh, I need to turn up my speakers. Holy shit. Oh, you can't see anything, can you? And that's a pity. Oh god, I have a hiccup again. Amazing start to the stream so far. Wrong button. Also wrong button. Correct button. Ooh. Can I stay in the channel now without disconnecting, please? It would be amazing. So we need to go to this thing. No. Not static. API. Where were we? Because I do not remember. I assume user. That sounds about right. Alright, we need to figure out how we can get our user stuff. We'll figure that out later. Let's see. We want the user.h on this side. So now we can see what we are doing roughly. I really need to start speaking with my chest instead of my head. What am I speaking with? Okay, that works. So we have user register, user get. We should also have user set, no? Struct, no. Int user set. And you will get a struct user pointer user return 0. Wrong button. Immediately successful. To do. Implement. Okay, so we want to register our user over here. For that, we do what exactly? We create a hash. So far, so sensible. With this hash, what would we do? We also generate a user struct that should be a pointer to a user struct, yes. Honestly, we can probably something funny where we have the string at the end. Nah, let's continue with this. So we have a... Oh, is my puppet working? Okay, my puppet is working. That's great. Okay, now that we have our user struct, we give this generate hash the password, and then we... Oh, of course, we return user. Now we need to actually register our user in our database. So do we have an init? Yes, we do have an init. This should create our database if it's non-existent. Huh. No, let's just copy all of this stuff here. We have session, does something with session. We have our database starting here. Then we get all of this stuff to open. Then we get our statement. We prepare the statement. I think yes. Then we bind the statement stuff. Okay. So we have our Clyde database. We have... Yeah, you are actually global. In case you didn't know that. Actually, we're gonna have a struct user db. Okay. Wait. Can I declare and initialize it in the same token? Nah, fuck it. Gonna do it the proper way, right? So we have our this. Okay. We have the database. Then of course we need database path is probably inside database and stuff. I don't know what remains is. I don't care what remains is, I've decided. This is open on that. And we want the statement. And for the statement we want to call it... So we have the database. And let's see. Which statement is this? Register user, right? Statement register. Okay, we need that statement, of course. And then we prepare the statement, which will act on that statement. We will have what is that? Oh, fail to prepare statement. Okay. So let's start with this stuff. And then we will struct constant struct. Does that mean I can still change constant struct? I don't know what that means. Does it mean my pointer is constant, or does that actually mean I have problems with constant call applies to a variable, not a data type? That doesn't... Yeah, I don't care about this. I can declare a variable like this? That is wild. Do I want it here or do I want it on a heap? Stack or heap for this? This sounds like a... Honestly... Fuck it. Struct user db user... No, pointer. Wait, not pointer. No, not a pointer. User db easy. Wait. Where's my symbol table? GRO? GRO? That was not O. Wait. Need a PO. No. Need a PO? Yeah, PL. No, that's also not it. I forgot all of my commands. This can't be happening. Dot config nvim. Let's see. That's not helping. Lua. Alphonse. Remap was not it. Init. Also not it. Set. Come on. That's not it, Chief. Okay. It's an after. I can feel it. And of course in telescope. Where else would it be? Leader GO. Oh, it's GIGD. Okay. Leader GO. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. So we have user db dot database. It's italic, it's probably something. Oh, this is just... What? I don't need this. Char error message 0 in RC. Was that return check something? Database path. Add user. Insert into users values. Oh, that's the command, yes. I see. We don't want that. I don't know what remains is. It doesn't come up, okay. Oh, we Give it the prepare statement. Why? Nobody knows. Don't need that. Fail to open database in B. Return RC. I have to yawn. That's not good. Not so early in the stream. Yo, today I was on the bus, right? I saw this Muslim woman. She was wearing a hijab. And she was talking to someone on the phone. So instead of instead of holding the phone like normal people, right? You just have a hand on your phone. Okay, she was offended. She just put the phone into her hijab and just talked to someone, like hands-free. Okay, all this marketing around in-ear phones, wireless, something. Okay, you just need a piece of cloth around your head. Apparently that's all it takes. Let's see, database path, and of course user underscore database dot database. I assume I need to make this a pointer. It is a pointer already. What are you expecting of me? Glide open. You expect a double pointer. That is interesting. Then let's make you a double. Hello? Pointer. There you go. Wait, are you gonna fuck with my struct? If I give you a pointer to this, you're not gonna... Oh no. Yeah, that makes sense. You want the pointer to this so you can actually edit the value inside of the struct. Not gonna fuck with my struct. That's good, that's good. I do not like people fucking with structs. Okay, we don't need this anymore. Then we prepare the statement. You are user database.database. In case you didn't know, and you are of course user database.statement register. Right, can I? Okay, I can autocomplete. Why am I not doing that? Print F, fail to prepare a statement. And we just return RC. Okay, so we do some funky stuff. We don't actually tie the values to the statement yet, though. So, why did I toss away the half cup of cold coffee? I can feel myself crashing after my dinner. Holy shit, that's bad. Actual brain fog. Brain fog, not brain frog. Why is there a Z error message? Char pointer. Z error message. Okay, this also comes up once. We don't need that. What is that? If RC not 0. Initialize the variable RC. Equals 0. Wait a second. RC equals this. Hello? I was pressing the wrong button again. Classic. Oh. Okay, why is Discord constantly disconnecting and reconnecting and making a sound every time? It's really annoying. Prepare a register statement. What else do we need? Okay, we initialized this stuff. That's great. So when we want to register something, we have our user pointer. Oh, we still need an we need this thing, this session ID. I haven't decided how I want to make these yet. Oh shit, that's not good. So basically, we still need to figure out how we are going to keep the users in RAM. Closing my eyes the whole time because... Oh, I know it. I'm gonna go with this. Crash after dinner. Please help. Understanding the energy crash after eating and how to prevent it. You know that feeling, the one where you are ready to curl up for a nap right under your desk after lunch? That's the classic energy crash after eating. This is all too common experience, sometimes called postprandial somnolence. A very normal word used in everyday language. Or a food coma isn't just a sign that you ate a big meal, it's your body's direct reaction to what you ate. Oh boy. Especially meals packed with sugar and refined carbs. What? White rice. Macros. Okay. We got grams. 80 of those. Which gives us 0 grams of sugar, but 22 grams of carbs. A lot of carbs, but no sugar. Okay. Then we get red lentils macros. Let's see how we're doing. Not lentils, red lentils, please. I'm gonna lose it. My food data. Okay, no. Yeah, that's probably also not it. Oh, same website, that's great. Grams, about 65. So we got a bunch of more carbs. 32 with 9 grams of fiber. That's not a lot of fiber. That's also not Roland red lentils. Fuck is that? Oh, that's just a brand. Okay, we got a bunch of protein too. I thought this would be more fiber. This might actually be the problem. Why is there no fiber in my food? Let's see. Soy granulates. Macros. What are we doing, huh? We want grams. We want about 40 grams, I think. Do I do 40 or 50? Or should I do 50 grams? So we got 15 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 27 grams of protein. I think I need a little more fiber, possibly. I think I need to make my veggies again. I really don't like them. Making vegetables that actually taste kinda good is so much work. Well, fuck that.
So, where were we?
Okay, that was register, right. Oh yeah, I need to figure out how I want the session ID to look like. So, kinda want to get users by their session ID. So I need the list searchable by session IDs fairly quickly. The problem is if I just do like a hash map with session IDs, you know? So... No, wait, I'm stupid. And I take the first byte. 8-bit. So 2 to the power of 8. This will give us not a lot. So we probably need more than that. This is quite a lot. This many viewers held simultaneously. Probably enough for most things. But how do we... how do we deal with... Bro, the brain fog is really bad, holy shit. Okay, hold on, let me read more. I feel like you're on top of the world, blah blah blah. Nope. That's actually what happens inside your body. When you eat a meal loaded with sugar. I didn't eat sugar, bro. The bloodstream gets a massive sudden flood of glucose. There is still no sugar. To handle this emergency, your pancreas scrambles to release huge amount of insulin. Yeah, I assume it's an insulin problem. But I don't understand. Am I too sensitive to insulin? Because I'm not eating sugar. Like, it could be more fibers, but this is way cleaner than the average diet. Like, overwhelming fatigue. Yes, that's me. Brain fog. Yes. Holy shit. Not really irritable. More cravings. I think that's true for me. Meal choices trigger fatigue. High sugar carbs. Don't eat those. Heavy fats and processed foods. Sugar gives you a fast track to fatigue, but other foods can drain your energy on slower timelines. Meals loaded with unhealthy fats and processed ingredients are notorious. This doesn't mean anything. Okay, unhealthy fats does mean something. But that's like... Nope. Nope. Like in the pesto? Inside my oil? Like, we have pretty good fats. This is... I eat very low fat. Maybe I should eat more fat, actually. Maybe that will solve my problem. Actually, I need more fat. More fat and more sugar. That's probably the fix, right? Can't imagine that it's not the fix. Image below shows how common it is. How quickly simple carbs can bring a slump. Adults experience post-meal energy slump. 40%. Average crash time. 30 minutes to 60. Yeah, I'm about 60 minutes. That's probably more me. While over 60% regularly feel tired after eating, the type of food determines how fast the fatigue hits. Highly processed meals. This is such an empty term. I don't know what this means. They're often stripped of their fiber. Okay, just say low fiber. Shut the fuck up, bots in Twitch chat. Get your ass banned. Ooh yeah. And nutrients that help regulate digestion and energy. Okay, can I get some specifics on this, please? A high sugar food guaranteed the cause of crash. Just look at Nova recipe. What? Different foods. Okay, how different foods impact your energy. Finally, some actual information. This table breaks down how common food types affect your body, showing which ones are most likely to cause post-meal energy crash. Simple, refined carbs. Rapid spike, followed by rapid crash. Quick burst of energy. White bread, pasta, candy, pastry, none of this is my problem. Complex carbs. Slow, gradual rise in blood sugar. Steady, sustained energy over several hours. Brown rice, quinoa, oats, beans, sweet potatoes. Okay, first of all, if you eat brown rice, you are on a diet to lose weight. Because ain't no goddamn way you're gonna gain any weight on brown rice. I can eat like 40 grams of this. This is like the max. Quinoa, disgusting. Oats, that's my breakfast. Actually that's pretty fine, but I also don't eat much for breakfast. Lean protein, minimal impact on blood sugar. That's good. I eat a lot of protein. Long-lasting satiety, chicken breast, okay, yes, stuff. Heavy fats, processed foods. Can cause a delayed but significant energy drain. I don't know what processed foods means in this. This doesn't mean anything. What the fuck? Can cause delayed but significant energy drain, sluggishness and sleepiness as the body works to digest. Would the body work harder in digesting fiber and complex carbs? What? Hidden energy drain of processed foods. It's not always about the obvious sugar rush and crash. Sometimes the reason you feel so drained after a meal is a bit more subtle, hiding in plain sight. Things like frozen dinners, packaged snacks and other highly processed foods. I hate this word, dude. It is so meaningless. The secret lies in a concept called the thermic effect of food. Simply put, TEF is the energy your body spends to digest and absorb the food you eat. It's like a mini workout for your digestive system. Every food requires a different amount of effort. Whole unprocessed foods, think a fresh salad, a grilled piece of chicken, okay, are complex. Your body has to really work to break them down. And this effort fires up your metabolism and burns energy. Okay, burns energy is kinda... We're talking about like 1% here, okay? Let's be fucking honest. Processed foods are the exact opposite. They've been so refined and broken down in the factory that your digestive system barely has to lift a finger on. Stripped of fiber and pre-digested, making them incredibly easy to absorb. While that might sound efficient, it is not great for your energy. Your metabolism basically goes into low power mode because there's no real work to do. One eye-opening study showed that the body's energy use after a processed meal was almost 50% lower than the whole food meal, even when the calories were identical. That metabolic slowdown is a huge reason for that sluggish, heavy feeling. You dive deeper into when your body doesn't have to work to digest its fuel, your internal engine just idles instead of revving up. This sounds so wrong. None of this sounds... Bro, this is... Stopsugar.app. Yeah. Sounds about right. Dudewipes.com. Bro, getting good information on 2026 internet, challenge impossible. Eating disorder resources, based. How do I stop crash? Focus on steady energy throughout the day. What does that mean? Focus on foods that give you steady energy? What the fuck happened to the website? Hello? Okay, apparently we're reading on like 10% of my screen width. Based. I love this website programming. Yes, thank you. I need more ads actually. How do I stop crashing? Don't know what that means. Build your meals with the big three: carbs, protein, fat. What? As opposed to... What else is there? Calories? When you just go like, that's about 800 calories, I can probably eat that, and it's like a block of butter. When deciding which carbohydrates to eat, choose whole grains at least half of the time. I physically cannot eat the amount of calories I need if I use whole grains. Health is more than what we eat. Look beyond food. What? Okay, so food isn't actually the problem. What does a diabetic crash? Do I have diabetes? Sugar crashes generally cause us to be incredibly distracted today. Leads to a lack of productivity and concentration. This doesn't mean anything. What fucking AI wrote this? Hello? What is this? Can I get some actual fucking info? You shouldn't crash. fuchsiamagazine.com. Healthline. I think they usually have good stuff. If you feel sleepy after chowing down, you may wonder what's going on. This experience is particularly common after large meals such as those common on Christmas or Thanksgiving. It's often referred to colloquially as a food coma. Medically it's called, I'm not pronouncing this again, which just means sleepiness after eating. Although there's limited scientific evidence about how or why the sleepiness occurs, theories exist. Okay, so we don't actually know 100%. This article tells you what a food coma is, main theories on what causes it, whether it's dangerous and how to avoid it. What is a food coma? Yes. What causes it? Despite its frequency, food comas aren't well studied. Unlucky. Several theories as to the causes of food comas have been challenged or debunked, while others may be plausible scientifically. However, keep in mind that very little research is available. That's not good. Changes in blood circulation. Eating a big meal. Meals high in carbs, fat or protein. In other words, a big meal. Oh god. So it's just that I eat big meals. But I have to eat big meals because I'm a man and I'm tall and I want muscles. Okay, great. Nice, thanks. Love that for me. Let's get back to programming. Where were we? Right, we wanted to figure out how to make our users how to save the users we have in RAM. So oh boy. So I kind of want to use the first part of the session ID to first part of the session ID to give users, so to have like kind of a hash table where we basically, the first part of the session ID would be the index inside the array. That way we can immediately access it and get all the relevant information. No annoying jumping around, no cache misses. Everything just works, you know? But to do that, what happens if we have a lot of users? So basically, I need to yawn again, this is bad, bro. So we need this to kind of be dynamic without actually being dynamic, if you know what I mean. Let's see, maybe we can do something like this, where we have 1 byte, so oops, this one. So we have 256. Holy shit. Entries in the first table. And then we have a table above that. Wait a second. Who are you? I'm sorry. Okay, we could. Let's see. Why am I thinking about this while I have massive brain fog? Not my smartest move, I have to admit. Can we get a new layer? Where's my pen? Oh, I found it. Oh yeah, let's go. Okay, so basically we can have 0, 1, 2, 5. 5, my bad. And this one points to users, right? And then we have another table with 0, excuse me, 1, 2, 5, 5. This one points to these tables. And if one is full, we make another one. 2, 5, 5. And that way we would have this brackets, please. Yes, I think we need brackets for this. To the power of 2. Okay, we have this many stuff. And what happens if we do that to the power of? Ooh, 16 million. What if we add another byte? Ooh. Wait. 4 billion. That's quite a lot. Hold on. Kilo, mega, that's 4 gigabytes. Times 4, no, times 8, because we are working with pointers. So that would be 4 times 8, which is obviously 24 plus 8, which we all know is 32. I knew that from the start. Yeah, that's too much. Are we realistically ever going to reach 4 billion users? Fuck no. And if we do, we can just increase the size of the RAM. Like at this point, it is probably prudent to get a bigger server. Let's be honest. Okay, so what we do is we keep 132-bit thing active. Uh-huh. So wait. So we get our session. Oh fuck no. How do we know which session ID is free? Because we have to give new session IDs. So we need to find one that's free every time we do it. Which we could go from lowest to highest for the first 4 bits. And yep, the brain fog is not getting any better. This is amazing. I shouldn't have put away my coffee. I'm just gonna close my eyes. What I think. So if we want the first 4 bits to be our index, first 4 bytes I mean, of course, which then indicates inside of our arrays, we need to count that up. But once a user logs out, we will have a new open slot. How do we work those off? Because we need to fill those in order to, you know, and let's say I load in a bunch of users from my database and they have so much why do I sound so weird? I feel like my base isn't correctly calibrated. Oh yeah. Oh, is this better? Wait, testing. I think this is way better. Can turn down the mids. Actually, let's just keep that at 0. We're fine. This sounds pretty good, not gonna lie. I think we found it. Just did not have an equalizer. Turn that off. Let's see. Yeah, just ignore the equalizer. Don't turn down the bass. We will have a fine thing. So if we do this, right? We can save one whole jump with one if. Does that make sense? From like a computational perspective, it would make small servers a lot cheaper. I think. Sir, what are we doing? Wait. Alright, I need to figure out how to know which spaces are still open. So, hold on. We can do a whole map to find new open spaces. Not the biggest fan of that. Like, let's say we load in all of the users from the database, right? We're gonna have a bunch of random fucking what do you call them? user bro, my brain is so fogged up. What the fuck? So we want to figure out... Okay, we have a bunch of session IDs, completely random, when we start out. So we can get the total number of users. And if that is... Based on that, we can figure out how many slots we need. No. It also doesn't work though. What if someone disconnects? Do we want that user still in RAM? I assume we do. Oh no, we don't. I mean, of course. We don't, so... we would have a bunch of random gaps. Also, we should make sure that we always fill from the lowest to the highest. That way we will always have the least amount of arrays. Because if we have just a bunch of random numbers, we will need one of these arrays for every one of these numbers, even if we only have like 500 users, because they can be in any of these. But if we always fill from the lowest and we only have 500 users, we would have only need 2 arrays, because the 500 users fit in here, and since it's always the lowest possible number, this higher number will always be 0 or 1, since we fill up from there. Because if we have 600, we would need 3.